Success means being happy, not how much money you have. This is one big game of happiness, but are you patient enough? And are you secure and have enough self-esteem to go through the process of eating the fucking dirt to get to a place of happiness? Success, my friends, needs to stop being talked about how much money you have. It needs to be talked about how many fucking smiles you put on your face. If you spend money on shit you don't need, you're gonna lose. If you buy those things to impress other people, you've already lost. I believe that 98% of the people buy too much dumb shit. People end up buying cars and houses and clothes that they can't afford to impress people that they don't even like. Is the great epidemic in our society. If you're not loving life, before you try to figure out the hook or the secret, before you think about that, go home and look at your fucking credit card bill and stop buying dumb shit. Because when you don't buy dumb shit, that money stays in the fucking bank and you can do something with your fucking life. We have a ridiculous opportunity. You just need to see it. Please try to build a business around the thing that you would do if you weren't getting paid for it, because it's the only thing that you're going to work hard enough at because you actually like it. Almost everybody fails because of their intentions. They start businesses for themselves. Everything that runs through their mind is what's in it for me. How do I maximize my profit? What's it going to be like for me? How is it going to be good for me? The only way to succeed in the world we live in is to actually be consumer-centric. The singular reason that my content has worked, whether it was wine for the first 6 years of my career or it's been business over the last 8 years, has worked is because before I post any piece of content, in my mind, I think about how is this going to be valuable to you? How is this singular piece of content going to bring any value to you? It's a piece of content that I hope brings you value, which then creates a relationship with us, the end, period, end. Take a step back and understand what you're doing with yourself. What makes you happy? Are you trying to be rich because you want to stick it to your parents or everybody else that said you couldn't? Or are you trying to do something because you actually like it? Are you trying to be rich because you want to go buy shit to create a perception that you're happy? Or do you actually want to be happy?